Let me tell you a story that sounds so wild. You'll think I made it up, but I swear it's 100% true. It all started when my wife moved into our new home in Willow Creek, a quiet little suburb in Colorado, back in June 2024. What happened next is so insane it'll leave you speechless. Just 3 minutes after a nosy neighbor called 911 on my wife, she found herself facing something she never saw coming. You won't believe the lengths this so-called neighborhood watchdog went to, all because we dared to settle into our new place. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just about petty rules or parking tickets. It was about someone crossing lines they couldn't uncross. Stick with me, because this tale of suburban tyranny will have you on the edge of your seat, wondering what you'd do in our shoes. I'm Ethan, 35, and I'd been living in Willow Creek for 3 years. It's one of those neighborhoods with 30 cookie-cutter houses, pristine lawns, and a stillness that screams normal. My wife, Lily, a pediatric ICU nurse who saves kids' lives daily, moved in after we tied the knot. We're just regular folks wanting a quiet life, no drama. But apparently, that was too much to ask. The day Lily moved in, I noticed a woman 4 houses down, scribbling in a notebook, staring at us like we were suspects in a crime show. She wasn't even trying to hide it. I brushed it off, too busy helping Lily unpack. But looking back, I should have known we were in for trouble. Around dusk, this woman, who we later learned was named Margaret, marched up to our door with the swagger of someone who owned the whole block. No welcome, no smile, just a sharp demand about our moving truck being 22 feet in a 20-foot zone, supposedly breaking some sacred rule. Lily, calm as ever, asked where she could read these rules. Margaret's face twisted like Lily had insulted her ancestors. She snapped that she'd been running this community for 12 years and didn't need to show us anything. Her tone implied we should bow down for her service. Lily, unfazed, asked for an emailed copy of the rules. Margaret's eyes narrowed, and she muttered we'd learn the violation system soon enough. That phrase sent a chill down my spine. Lily, with her nurse's instinct for spotting trouble, later told me Margaret wasn't here to help, she was hunting us. Lily started documenting everything. Our mailbox, our car, even our trash cans. She said if Margaret wanted to play games, we'd need proof of how things looked before she twisted reality. I thought she was overreacting, but Lily even recorded their next conversation, saying her gut told her we'd need it. That night, I caught Margaret on her porch, phone in hand, staring at our house like a hawk. Lily squeezed my hand and warned me this was going to get uglier before it got better. She'd dealt with bullies before, not in nursing school, but in high-stakes hospital moments where staying calm under pressure was life or death. I had no idea what she meant, but I was about to find out. The next morning, Margaret was out at 7 a.m., measuring our mailbox's distance from the curb with a tape measure, like some suburban detective. Lily watched from our kitchen, muttering that Margaret was building a case. For what? We didn't know yet. Then the violation notices started. Day 1. Our mailbox was 2 inches too tall, despite matching every other one on the street. Day 3. A non-compliant garden frog Lily set out 6 inches tall, totally cute. Day 5. Our solar path lights, identical to our neighbors, were suddenly unauthorized. Day 7. Lily's car in our own driveway was excessive vehicle presence. Each notice demanded $200, totaling $800 in fake fines. I wanted to confront Margaret or pay to make it stop, but Lily had other plans. She built a digital folder labeled Margaret Takedown, already 2 gigabytes of evidence. When I teased her about going full Sherlock over a garden frog, she explained that in the ICU, you don't guess, you document, test, and find patterns. Same deal here. She dove into county records, property laws, and HOA rules, uncovering that the HOA hadn't filed paperwork in 6 years and hadn't met in 2. Margaret's rules were pure fiction, and she had no legal authority. Lily suggested we let Margaret dig her own grave. Meanwhile, Lily chatted up neighbors, not gossiping, just being friendly. What she found was jaw-dropping. Mrs. Larson paid $400 to repaint her fence twice to appease Margaret. Another neighbor removed a bird bath after Margaret threatened to lean. Kids couldn't play outside because Margaret filed noise complaints for laughter. Lily's notes revealed Margaret's years-long extortion racket, possibly pocketing $80,000 from 30 homes over 5 years. How had no one stopped her? Margaret must have noticed Lily's neighbor chats because the violations got wilder. We got hit for a bird feeder, unauthorized modification, patio chairs, aesthetic disruption, and talking in our backyard after 7 p.m. Quiet enjoyment violation. Fines jumped to $300 each, pushing our debt to $2,400. Lily, treating this like a medical mystery, set up our security camera to catch Margaret's 6 daily patrols, snapping photos of our windows and license plates. It felt like living under a dictator's surveillance. Lily researched harassment laws, extortion statutes, and consumer protections, her focus razor-sharp. When Margaret sent a final warning email demanding $2,400 within 72 hours or face liens and foreclosure, Lily laughed a chilling, confident laugh. She said Margaret had just committed a federal crime by threatening foreclosure without authority, handing us the key to her downfall. Week 4, Margaret upped the ante. A drone delivered a violation notice to our window. She photographed Lily leaving for work, our mail, me mowing the lawn, even our grocery bags to note our dinner. Our neighbor timed Margaret's patrols every 47 minutes, like clockwork. Lily's footage showed Margaret recording our conversations, clear evidence of stalking. Violations grew absurd. A neighbor's cat in our yard, trash out 30 minutes early, Lily's loud laugh on a phone call, me tossing a frisbee alone. Fines hit $400 each, totaling $12,600. Lily found court records from Nevada showing someone with Margaret's last name fined for impersonating HOA authority in 2018. Margaret tried rallying neighbors, calling an emergency HOA meeting, 3 attendees, and posting online about us as disruptive newcomers. She even called Lily's hospital, complaining about her unprofessionalism, which backfired when Lily's boss defended her star nurse. Neighbors started pushing back. One told Margaret she was nuts for trying to evict us. Another threatened to call the cops on her. Week 6, Lily baited Margaret. Exhausted from a 12-hour ICU shift saving kids, Lily watered our plants in her scrubs. Margaret, waiting like a predator, called 911, claiming Lily's uniform violated community standards. Officers Daniels and Carter arrived, baffled. "You called 911 because she's watering plants?" Daniels asked. Margaret ranted about her authority, waving her notebook of our crimes. Lily calmly handed her a sealed envelope, a federal lawsuit for harassment, extortion, stalking, impersonation, and civil rights violations. Margaret's face went ghost white as she saw United States District Court. Neighbors gathered, spilling years of grievances, fake fines, harassment, fear. No one had voted for Margaret. No one supported her. Her meltdown was epic, screaming about ungrateful residents ruining her perfect community. Officer Carter warned her of fraud and stalking charges. Lily handed over her evidence: photos, recordings, notices, neighbor statements. Daniels called it the most thorough documentation he'd seen. Margaret's world collapsed. Her house went up for sale the next day. She hired lawyers who quit after seeing Lily's evidence. She sent violations to everyone, posted desperate manifestos, and filed baseless police complaints. The Real HOA board, dormant for years, held an emergency meeting. President Tom apologized, banned Margaret, and revealed she'd pocketed $50,000 in fake fines. The IRS sniffed around for tax evasion. Neighbors shared horror stories, repainting houses, removing playgrounds, reporting teens for skateboarding. Lily's lawyer filed in federal court, predicting a quick settlement. Margaret's fourth lawyer caved, agreeing to $60,000, legal fees, a public apology, and relocation within 15 days. Her apology admitted harassment, extortion, and no authority, mailed to every home. Lily redistributed $30,000 to neighbors for their losses. Margaret's house foreclosed, her finances ruined, her real estate license denied for ethics violations. She moved to a strict apartment complex, powerless and miserable. Our neighborhood transformed. Kids biked freely, neighbors chatted, property values soared 20%. Lily, elected to the HOA board, created anti-harassment policies. We were featured in a local paper, Couple Crushes, HOA Tyrant. Lily's strategy document everything: know your rights, stay calm, fight smart, inspired others. She's helped 15 families defeat similar bullies, speaking at community meetings and drafting protective bylaws. A year later, in June 2025, Willow Creek is a haven. Margaret's old house belongs to a family whose kids love Lily's garden. We host block parties, and thank you notes from Lily's patients replace violation notices. The irony? Margaret's obsession with standards tanked property values. Her exit made them skyrocket. Real estate listings now tout our bully-free community. Did Margaret deserve her fate? Or should we have shown mercy? Can bullies ever change? Or do they always self-destruct? What would you do if a neighbor tried to control your life? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild stories.